So let's go complete step by step. Um, why do we follow Buddha? That's the question. There should be something why we should be following. So we can say for purification. That's the answer we can give. Okay. So if I want to get purified, is that the reason? Maybe yes. So let's go one by one and see where it leads us in gradual training. Okay. The sutta which I'm going to be referring is Rathavineetasutta in Majjhima Nikaya 24, but the details are everywhere. So you should know the entire Sutta Pitaka to understand what I'm trying to say. So don't ask me, oh, where is this in that sutta and all that. I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay. So you have to take it as it is there. So if anybody wants to ask me, I need to figure it out, and meaning I need to search it and give it to you. But otherwise, for now, you can be rest assured that what I am saying is there in the sutta. I'm not talking anything outside the sutta. So you can take it. And another thing is when we are doing this, it's not worth it to trouble our minds with which sutta and what sutta, where it is it Majjhima Nikaya or Sanyukta Nikaya, Khuddaka Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya, whichever Nikaya. It is there. And it's there in many places, in all Nikayas. Okay, so you can be rest assured that it is there. So with that disclaimer, I'm starting. So I won't expect anyone to ask me, give me that sutta. It makes no sense. Even if you read the sutta, you might miss what I'm saying. Even the specific words are there. So it's not the question of what specific words we want to search, but it is about what you want to do to get there. So that should be our interest. Okay. Now, the framework is in Rathavineetasutta, Majjhima Nikaya 24. So that's the framework. Okay, now we'll start gradual training. What is gradual training? Now, the first question which comes to me is that why am I born here? Right? And the reason why I started on Dhamma is because of not why am I born here, it's because why did I reach that place as part of my death experience or near death experience. Okay, that is what has driven me here. So, what is life? If we were to say, what's life? Life is all about leading onto whatever we want. That's life. So we pursue to get what we want, and we want happiness. And there is no being in this world who don't like happiness. We are doing everything for happiness. In our own definition, we have happiness, but we don't know what the definition is, so we don't have to worry about the definition. But we know there is happiness. We are seeking. Okay, that's all what it is. Now, I find a teacher. Why? Because suddenly I'm finding that as I grow older, let's say in my 20s, I try to see that I don't have everything what others have. That's a curious thing for me. My father and mother used to say, you have to work it out. Okay, now I'm working it out, but still it doesn't get me there. So why? And another thing is that why should I wear spectacles when Everybody doesn't wear spectacle, right? It's been there from my school days. Say why? Why there is a deterioration of my eyesight, whereas for others, even in their 50s or 60s, they're not wearing any spectacles or glasses, right? These kind of intriguing questions I had, other than the near death experience, what I had. And another thing is that I was seeing that we are doing a repetitive thing. It just repeats itself. The morning becomes afternoon, afternoon becomes evening, evening becomes night, and again becomes morning, and again afternoon, again evening, again night. It is cyclical. Then we have summer season and winter season and like that, and rainy season, something like that. So, if I want to find a solution for this repetitive thing, is that why I'm born here? And second question is, many people have many things like in 90s, early 90s, if I take after my graduation and all that, I wanted something which is good, meaning from the stay to comforts, everything. But I'm not in comfortable position. So I always had a dream of working outside the country. And that's where you grow a lot. Most of the Indians have this, but anyway, I had. Now in 95 this happened, so that changed. I was more inquisitive in knowing why this happened, and that also stayed. So then the teacher comes into existence. Now you seek, you become a seeker, you become an ardent seeker to find why this happens, right? Why somebody has money, why I don't have money, why somebody is looking good, why I'm not looking good, why somebody is healthy, why I'm not healthy, etc. like that. So somebody should answer to that, right? So what makes it like that? Something should be there. So then the potential thing is God is testing me. That's one answer I can give. Like my parents used to say, God chooses to give or not to give, right? And if I don't believe in God, I just say random, it happens, but someday it'll happen to me. Let me keep on pushing myself. That's the nature. Now I want a teacher. So I want to know whether why God does like this. Why does he choose? What make him choose? What qualifies this person to be the chosen one? And why I don't qualify to be the chosen one? No answer. Now, if I were to ask my parent why I am not the chosen one, even they don't have an answer, right? But I want an answer. I want a convincing answer. Let's say, yeah, God is testing me. Now, why is he testing me? What did I do for him to give me a test? And why God is not testing anybody else? Why only me? Right? As an example, I wanted to do engineering, but my father wanted me to be in the bank because he was working for the bank. So he forced me to enter into commerce line to take on to become a banker, or he wanted to me to become a chartered accountant. Okay, so that I can get good job or start my own firm, audit firm or something like that. But I was not interested. So why did my father choose me out of engineering to get me something which I didn't like? And we say the parents know the best for the children, and God knows the best why we are suffering. But the question is, why does God be happy in people suffering? It's very strange paradox. First, God is testing everyone. To top it all, my father is also testing me. Why two tests? One was sufficient. Why the second test? Right? I don't know. And I used to study physics, chemistry, mathematics, not showing it to my father. Well, I loved it. And out of the money what my father gave, I bought these books, which was of no use anyway. But that's what it. I'm not blaming my father, but I'm blaming God, because God made him to change my interest to engineering to this. Anyway, so nobody could give me an answer. I was thinking, why? Why this happens? Right? And then this death thing happened. Like what Bobby asked, which place did you go? And how was it? I wanted to answer that, but then yesterday we couldn't. So first we need to see what happens and why this happened. So there's some crazy thing. So now that made me even more interested than my engineering. That means I can now spoken to someone means someone like God. How do I go there? So the fun part of 1995 May is that I visited something which was far beyond this. Now it didn't matter to me whether I took commerce or science or whatever that is. My main quest was what happens after death. My quest was not on why am I born here. That was my initial. Now it happened that what happens after death. That's the most interesting aspect I was searching for. So to get what I want, I wanted some teacher who can tell me that how to go there. So I tried all kind of philosophies, going in depth into it, not only just reading it, trying it out. Because even now, if you ask me, I have only that interest. I don't have any other interest. I just want to know what happens after death. I'm not interested in what happens by living. Anyway, we know we have to do the same thing again and again and again. So there's nothing that is more interesting. To me, death is the most interesting thing. I think for people, living is more interesting thing. For me, death is the more interesting thing. They're worried about their husbands and wives and children and some stupid thing. They fight like children and they do all kind of nasty things. But I don't have that, unfortunately. Okay. So then I started exploring and I found Buddha's teaching. I started with Tibetan, but then Buddha's teaching to give some answers. Okay, when I started exploring Sutta, it started giving me some answer, some clue, some points. So the question comes, I asked the teacher. Now you might ask me, who is your teacher? Buddha is my teacher. I'm very happy and proud to say that. And when I asked the Buddha, why am I like this? So he says, you're like this because of conditions. It's convincing. Yes, there are conditions. And what are those conditions? Those conditions are what you have intended it to be and what you have not done to create that condition. It makes logical sense now. That means I intend, but I have not created the conditions, necessary condition for me to achieve that. So if there is a state, a way of creating a proper condition, then I'll get that. Absolutely true. So I asked the Buddha, what condition should I create? So I was very much impressed by his answer that remove 10 immoral deeds. That's a blocker. So it's not about how did I die and enter there. It's about how do you want to go there while living. So basically, what I now did is start exploring the immoral deeds. Okay. So the first point for my suffering is immoral deeds. That's the first point, first starting point. So I'll also tell you the sutta from where I've taken it so that some people still have that. Oh, and if you had told me the sutta, I would have become an expert in that. For those people who would like to become an expert in the sutta, you can go through the Chakravarti Sutta, which talks about how immoral deeds starts. And for those people who would like to know from where they started this life, they can go to Aganya Sutta. But I will not tell you what is there inside that you should deal it with yourself. So for 10 immoral deeds, you can go through that sutta and Aganya Sutta. Coming back to this, I want to be back to that place where I had reached. That's the single pointed objective. Even today. Not about anything else. I'm least bothered about Buddha Dhamma per se. I'm not a religious person at all. Period. And I'm not a Buddhist. Period. And I have no Buddhism, no ism, no East, and all of that. There's nothing I have like that. I am not attached to any tradition, any religion, any belief system at all. I don't care. And I'm not attached to any Bhante or any Thero or any Ajan or any person at all. Nothing. I am only attached to the Dhamma of the Buddha. Nothing else other than that. No Goenka, no Bakin, no this, no that. Nothing. I don't believe in any one of those. Because my quest is different. I want to become a Buddhist at all. I've got nothing to do with Buddha Dhamma in that conventional sense. I have all to do with Buddha Dhamma in terms of transcendence than just follow something. No way. Now, why that happened is because I have a very clear objective of reaching the place where I had reached. That's a very single line objective with which I started from 95. Now, 30 years since. And 2025 May, it completed 30 years. I could make an anniversary of that. That's it. Okay. So coming back to this equation is, what do I want in that? And Buddha says, you require 10 immoral deeds to be removed. That's the starting point. And that in Rathavineetasutta is Sila Visuddhi. Okay, so you're following brahmacharya, meaning you're becoming purest by first removing the 10 immoral deeds, because that's the blocker, that blocks, that doesn't allow at all. I'm not in any jhana presently, and my only objective is not to create any immoral deeds in the whole day. 3 by body, 4 by speech, and 3 by mind. That's it. And I'm just following whatever he's saying. And I'm convinced. I am not convinced by belief. I am not convinced by faith. Just Buddha says so. No, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, because my teacher says so. No way. My tradition says so. No way. I don't care. It's through my own deliberation, reasoning, I accept it. Not because it is there in the sutta. It might be there. I'm okay with that. But why don't I deliberate and see whether it is true? And it's true. Okay. Can there be a demonstration? Yes. There is a demonstration. Like I have shared many times, is, let's take the US visa interview, which I've spoken so many number of times. There's a huge difference between 2006 to 2024. And after COVID, you don't even get slots. And Ashwin knows, I was just back in few minutes. Well, while the last time I had, in 2006, it took the whole day. So it's very clear. And that is convincing to me. It might not be convincing to others. It might be random. God might have helped or whatever it is. I neither believe in God nor I believe in anything called as randomness, as a coincidence. Randomness is coincidence. It's just coincident. No, nothing happens out of coincidence. And nothing at all happens due to God. So I'm a disbeliever in God and a disbeliever in the other side also. Okay. And I'm very clear. There's nothing called God. So people can call me atheist or whatever theist, I don't care. Because I'm convinced. It's my conviction and my convincing of what I'm searching for. I don't care. It's all about death. That's the one key thing I have. Okay. Now, Sila Visuddhi. When I started working on Sila Visuddhi, things start to change. I'm noticing it. It becomes obvious. Things which were not working started to work in materialistic life I'm talking about. In the family life, in neighbors, I could see it in dogs. I don't have to believe it. I could see it. Seeing is believing. I'm seeing it. So it doesn't cost anything for me to be a very methodical in following the precept. I can take 5 precepts, or I can work out on 10 immoral deeds, whichever way it works. And I chose the 10 immoral deeds over the 5 precepts. And that makes more sense to me. I'm just talking about what makes more sense to me as a gradual training. I'm not saying that you should also do like that. You have to search, you have to find what works for you. Right? Whatever works for me may not work for you, because your ideas or your expectation might be different than mine. Like I said, my idea and my expectation is on death, nothing else. And not on living. I'm interested in dying. I'm more prone, or what I can say, more tuned towards death experience, because that gave me a good experience. Living, it's just morning, night, morning, afternoon, evening, night, morning, afternoon, evening, night, morning, afternoon, evening, night, and the calendar keeps on going. So it 95 went away, 96, 97, 98, 2000, 2001, 10. So 2010 went away, 2020 went away. 2025 also is almost gone. It just clearing out the calendar. So 12 months calendar just keeps on going. That's nothing. I don't care about that calendar. I'm more bothered about when you leave this place. That I really want. Because I want to know whether I'm a Sotapanna or not. Because see, in the next world, and I want to be 100% sure. I want to be 100% sure. Not guessing, not believing, 100% sure. Okay? Because death is going to happen to me, may not be happening to you. But for me, it's real. Why it is real? Because I've died. Why it is unreal for you? Because you have not died. If you die and come back, you will come to see. You become serious. If you lose something, then you become serious of not losing it again. Right? If you've not lost anything, it will just be a theoretical, I think I shouldn't be losing this. So that Sila Visuddhi made me to work out on Chitta Visuddhi. This is there in Rathavineetasutta itself. Now, what is Chitta and Visuddhi? Visuddhi is purification. Chitta is the mind. How many minds are there? There are 6 minds. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, consisting of 6. And what Visuddhi I want to do? What is that I want to do? How should I do this Visuddhi? Anyone, any idea?
Immoral deeds.
No, that immoral deed is Sila Visuddhi. Yes, you're right there. You. The first thing I need to do is guard the sense doors. And the second thing I need to do is to remove the hindrance. And the third thing I need to do is to enter into jhana. Now, this is where I was talking about yesterday about samisa, niramisa, itara. In the samisa, which is sensual, I am seeing only repetition. First, you should get that. It's just repetition. It just repeats itself. Not to hate. There's nothing to hate in senses. Because senses are going to be there even in the 8th jhana. So you can't say, I hate the senses. Crazy person. So I have seen the defect. The defect is nothing but just the repetition. Let's take some examples. I and Ashwin ate ice cream. You need to have another ice cream. And it just goes away. You need to have another ice cream. Again it goes away. You need to have another ice cream. Again it goes away. Let's say I find a girl pretty. I have to propose to her. It's not going to happen easily. To do a lot of things. And I proposed. And she accepted. She's so beautiful. But she should agree to sleep with me. And then I saw her whole body. And then interest is waned. So even the highest of that is not attainable. Let's take money. How much? How many products I can buy? How many houses? How many cars? It's a limit. After that, it looks boring. So what I'm seeing here is I need to put tremendous effort to get something. And there's no guarantee to get it also. Right? I might be willing to put in effort, but what if the conditions are not there? So what gave me a state of mind when I see this is it's conditioned and it is repetitive. Just have to keep on repeating. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. 4 times. Repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and continuously repeat. So then the quest comes, is there anything better than this? It's just repetition. And you're not happy. At the end of it, you lose it. That's the point. So let's say this body, maintaining it, but you lose it. You get old. Or I get old. No matter how smart I look, but I'm getting old. It's quite visible. Nothing I can do. So, is there anything which is surpassing this? And in the Buddha, I found an answer. That is jhana. The only person who could explain jhana in detail, how to achieve it. And I love Buddha for that. My trust in Buddha increased because it works, not because I believe it to be so. I don't care. Like I said, I don't like Buddha just because it is written in the sutta or somebody has translated it or it's there in Visuddhi Magga or here or there or whatever. I don't care. I am not at all interested in that. My interest is it should work. If I take a sutta, if I do exactly what is there in the sutta, it should work. And that's it. Over. I'm not interested in any other theology or philosophy or even the commentaries. I care a damn about any commentary. I don't like even Abhidhamma because it is something which is untenable to me. So, what is not achievable, I don't even touch it. It's not feasible for me. I'm wasting my time. I don't have to know all of that terminology and all of that. What will I do? I am dying. If I am living like some people, and then I can be studying that because I know I'm going to live. If I'm dying, why should I waste my time? So that makes no sense. So this helped me in understanding the Chitta Vishuddhi. Now, what should I do in Chitta Vishuddhi is after the Sila Visuddhi, after closing the sense doors, after removing the Nivarna, I have to have Samatha. And in Visuddhi Magga, since I had read Visuddhi Magga earlier also, is that he uses two terms which is also there in Chuladasa, but anyway, is one is Upachara Samadhi, access Samadhi, where you have the five hindrances which gets pacified, it gets suppressed, and your observation of the breath improves. And Aparna Samadhi, where you get into jhanas. But in Buddha, that kind of explanation is not there. It's just getting into samadhi. How? If your sila is good, if your 10 immoral deeds are not there, automatically watching breath is a fun activity. Can I watch breath while walking? Yes, I could do that. Can I watch breath while standing? Yes. Can I watch breath while sleeping? Yes. Can I watch breath while sitting? Yes. Should I close my eyes? Absolutely not required. Close Watching the breath has got nothing to do with closing the eyes. If you want just to close the eyes, you can close the eyes. But closing the eyes is not what I wanted. I was looking at people getting into meditation and they all close eyes. I was wondering why. Where in the sutta it talks about you have to close your eyes? So I found nowhere. And then I understood. Yeah, you can close your eyes. There's nothing wrong in closing eyes, but there's nothing like you should close your eyes. Simple. So Chitta Vishuddhi is looking into an insight into the mind by stilling it. So first I have to still it. So this is the gradual development. First development is Sila. Second development is Chitta. So I'm sharpening the mind like a tool. so that it can cut through the avidya, ignorance in the end. Right? So this is the thing. And that helps me in purifying the view, which is Ditta Visuddhi. So nice. When I see Buddha, I feel so nice because it's the first thing has happened, that gives rise to second thing. And second thing has happened, that gives rise to third thing. Here, my ditti is changed, so I know I'm a Sotapanna. What do I do there? Who is a person? This is the question. Who dies? I'll say I die. But what I understood is eyes die, ears die, nose dies, tongue dies, body dies, mind dies. There's no person who's dying. Right? So there's no person. So there's no personality view per se. So I know it for myself. I'm a Sotapanna. Even if that Bhante or Thero in Sri Lanka told me that I'm a Jati Sotapanna, I know for my own discrimination, my own discernment, my own investigation, by my own strength, that I am indeed a Sotapanna. Whether somebody agrees with it, somebody disagrees with it, somebody agrees to disagree, somebody disagrees to agree, I don't care. Why? Like I said, I'm dying. I should worry about what people say if I'm living. If somebody says you're not a Sotapanna, so be it. Appreciate it. If somebody says, Vilas, you are 100% Sotapanna, so be it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to tick a box. It says you are and you are not. You are, you are not. No. My focus is on death because I have died once and I want to know how to go there, or rather, what happens at death. Again, I'm again and again saying this because that's what drove me here. So I'm very serious of knowing whether I'm a Sotapanna or not. Somebody might say you shouldn't worry about it. That's their viewpoint. I'm not against anybody's viewpoint. Everybody can have their viewpoints and fine. Somebody doesn't have to know where they are going. Fine with me. My only question to them is, when on small roads you require so much of symbolization or so much of signs, for this one you don't require any sign. Wow, what a ignorance. That's all I have. For every place we have names, we have signboards, we have exit markers, we have maps, we have every damn thing. But when it comes to life not being there, they say you shouldn't worry. Wow, that's amazing to me. In fact, I don't care whether the roads have signboards or not, because that is trivial. This one should have a signboard. Indeed, it should have. Maybe they have not died and they don't know. I agree with their point of view. If they had died and come back, they would have known. It's so dangerous without a map. Anyway, so basically, that was my point. Is I shouldn't get into trouble. So I came to know that I'm not in trouble. Very happy. So Sakai Ditti is not there. It's good. Excellent. So now I know when we talk about a person, it's the six senses. Done. There's nothing to be too much hooked upon it. So the Ditti is changed. My viewpoint is changed. That's true. It's changed. It never comes back. So now, having seen for myself, then I am establishing the what is Rupa form. It consists of earth element, water element, fire element, air element, and space element. Five dhatus. And the sixth one is the consciousness. And if I were to see what is there in the consciousness, it has feelings, it has perception, and because of that, it has, we'll call it as preparation or volitions, intentions, which is sankhara. So now I know the nama side of it and the rupa side of it. Or I could say Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Nama, and this other thing as Rupa. Now I know when I say a person is only Nama and Rupa. There's no real person out there. Or even if I look at a bird, insect, all of that is Nama and Rupa. Nama and Rupa. That's it. If there are gods, Nama Rupa. If there are Brahma, Nama Rupa. Everything is Nama Rupa. Over. Now my Sakkaya Ditti is not there. Nobody can shake me up and say, Vilas, there is a person. And I would go back and say, for you there is a person. For me, there is just this, a process of the consciousness attaching to the Rupa. Okay, so this phenomenal way of seeing, a real difference of seeing, what does it do to me? If I were to see this way, it removes the doubt. Kankha vitarana visuddhi. Now the question comes, what doubts will be there? What doubts? Doubt is, there are 16 doubts, not one doubt. About the past. Did I exist in the past? Which is what I was seeing, right? I died. So was I existed? Did I exist in the past? Or did I not exist in the past? What I was in the past? How was I in the past? Having been what did I become in the past? And this we have covered it. It is there also in Brahmajala Sutta and many other sutta. So these are the questions for me. Did I exist in the past? Did I not exist in the past? What was I in the past? How was I in the past? Having been what did I become in the past? So there's 5 questions. Very intriguing questions. Now the fear. What will I exist in the future? Will I not exist in the future? What will I become in the future? This is the fear. See, the whole reason of I knowing Sotapanna is What will I become in the future? Maybe all of you know where you're going, but I didn't know. I'm very much interested in knowing what I will be in the future. And if I know what I am in the future, how will I be in the future? Because this life I know, the struggle I have taken. What about next life? Having been what will I become in the future? Verse 10. Now the present, am I there? Am I not there? What am I? How am I? Where has this being come from? This is the starting point for me. That was as a child. I wanted to know from where did I come and where will I go? 6 of them. Right? Maybe these questions are not for you. You're all enlightened beings, so you don't have these questions. But I am a fool person, wanted to know these questions. And in Dhamma, the answers are there. The 16 questions answers are there. And that is another reason why I have real faith in Buddha, not in traditions, not in any tradition, Sri Lankan, Thai, Burmese, Indian, Cantonese, Italian, German, whatever it is. I don't care. I need only Buddha. I don't require any one of these traditions. Traditions are traditions. They are not real. It's just like somebody putting a sticker and calling, I'm from that. No, sir. Thank you very much. I need the original. I don't require a photocopy one. Sorry. It's not for me. Because I don't have time. I can't be following your tradition and then figure out. Sorry. No traditions, please. And I like Kalama Sutta for that reason. He's so straight. Don't agree. Don't agree. And I never found any teacher saying that. Don't agree. Every teacher says, whatever I say, you have to agree. And this is one teacher who says no. So should I believe in any traditions? No way. No way. No Mahayana, no this yana, no that yana, nothing like that. I don't care. And that's it. I don't have to do anything with any monastery or any belief system. I'm fine with everybody following whatever they want to follow. I've got nothing to do with it. I'm not objecting to them, but I'm not going to participate. Because I don't have time. I don't know how long I'm going to live. I can't be spending my time in all of this kind of traditional stuff out of question, out. Because I have no doubt. So I have answers to all of the 16 with which I started. The only person who could explain me this was Buddha. These 16 questions. I now know because I've seen some past lives. So I know it. I don't have to believe it. And also seen the realms in 2018. So I know the realms. I'm knowing that what Buddha says is 100% true. I don't believe in any traditions. No way. I've seen it myself. I don't require any testimony from any Bhante or anyone. Whether they believe or disbelieve it, I care a damn. Like that. I'm very cutthroat in that. The reason being, not that I don't like them, it's the reason being that I died and came back. And that's the message for me. So there should be something which made me die, and there should be something which made me come back. I want to know. Right? So this one, this important portion of 16 doubts, right? Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi. Kankha means stones actually. Like you're having food and there are a lot of stones. Kankha is stones. So this opened up a lot of things for me. So I had Sila, we spoke of Sila, then Chitta, the jhanas, then Dhiti through Vipassana, right? We did a Vipassana of the dhatus, and that is when it opened up for me in real sense. The six senses and the five, what we can say, the dhatus. And this, who am I, what am I, all that got answered. Then when this worked, the next one, Magga, Amagga, Jnana, Dassana, Visuddhi. Knowledge of vision of what is the path and what is not the path. Now, what is the path and what is not the path? So, there are 10 corruptions which Buddhaghosa talks about, which I really liked. One is illumination, obhasa, light will come. Then there is intellectual knowledge, jnana. Then there is piti, then tranquility, pasiddhi, sukha, adhimukha, resolution, exertion, paggaha, assurance, upatthana, equanimity, upekha, attachment, nikanti. So these 10 will come. These are upakilesa. That means they bind back to the samsara, a better samsara. This is there in an anagami. So I liked what Buddhaghosa is saying in the Visuddhimagga. This is not there in the suttas. I'm giving you clarity of this particular thing is not there in the sutta. This type of analysis is not there. But worth to see, because in some sutta Buddha talks about it in a very subtle sense, whereas Buddhaghosa has made it in a very nice compiled way. So this helps me to see, okay, there are this magga, amagga. And another way to see from the Buddha Dhamma is magga is Noble Eightfold Path. The Mahachattarisaka Sutta, that portion. Not the normal Eightfold Path, because that is still worldly. Okay, that's still worldly. So either I can take that or I can take this. It all leads to the same one. So I now have the Magga, Amagga, Jnana, Dassana, Visuddhi. Okay. So when I got this understanding, then it is Patipada Jnana Dassana Visuddhi. What is Patipada? That means from the Vipassana Jnana, I have understood the Uday Vyaya. And I'm seeing that nothing exists forever in any particular state of existence. It keeps on moving. Chalam. just chalam. There's one sutta which we covered earlier, that between these two, I and the side, they both are trembling. So the consciousness also trembles. So there is bhanga, and because of that bhanga, there is bhaya. So I'm getting insight into this. And when I see it, I get the danger, adinava. Then nibiddhaya, viragaya, nirodhaya, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbanaya. So now when I am getting that, I get the way of getting out of this problem of existence. Okay, these seven. Visuddhi Magga talks about 16 of them, but I have sincerely not gone through in that way. Okay, so basically, this helped me in looking at Patipada Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. Then the last one is Jnana Darsana Visuddhi. So I now know that I am the follower of the Buddha. Because now I know the Noble Eightfold Path or the Four Noble Truths and Patisamutpada. So when I know this, I can get into all the eight jhanas at once because I have moved away from the Kama, Chanda and Vyapada. So I'm an Anagami and waiting for completing the remaining five fetters. And how will I get that when I get into Anutpada Parinibbana Dhatu? The quality of Anutpada Parinibbana. It is non attachment to anything, including Buddha Dhamma. Because it still creates rebirth. It's a fuel and fire. As long as the fuel is there, fire is going to be there. So I have to remove Buddha Dhamma. So now I'm in the process of removing the Buddha Dhamma so that the ultimate thing can be accomplished. That's avidya goes away. Because anything the consciousness hold will get into rebirth. That's all on the gradual, step by step by step by step. I took this sutta Aryu because it shows you the gradual training. And there are suttas related to that also. And then it's easy. If you follow that, you'll complete the journey. Any questions? Anything from anyone? Yes.
Yeah, I guess just a last quick question regarding the last thing you said about removing Buddha Dhamma. You put emphasis on Buddha Dhamma, meaning you don't have to remove the Dhamma because it becomes knowledge of the nature. You just need to remove the branding of it. Then there's no attachment.
Yes. Buddha has to be removed. The obsession to Buddha has to be removed. I've removed about tradition, this, that, and all that. That's fine. I don't have any interest or anything. But this, the teacher with whom I am, this is an attachment. To let go of the clinging.
Yeah, Another question. I mean, not a question, but comment. I guess for you, your path starting from some more philosophical and ultimate questions in life, which is not the normal condition for most human beings. So it's a unique position to be in. So I'm curious to hear a different version some other day about a more, you know, some other person that may not start from where you have started. So just curious.
Yes, you're right. I mean, even then, in your case, let's say you have everything in the world, let's say, but still there is vacancy. There is vacantness. So you can look at the vacantness and you will come to the same position. In everybody's life, there is vacancy. You can't fill it up at all. All relationships are vacant. All relationships are vacant. No matter how much loving our children are, or spouses, parents are, world is, job is, still we are vacant. There's a sense of vacancy. Because when you get, you see this for the last 1 year almost, I have not bought a single Apple product. Except for this, what we bought. Now this December it will be 1 year. Oh, what will we buy? See, at that time I had Mac Mini. So exchange Mac Mini. But you got me MacBook Pro. Just beautiful piece of machine. And that's it. And now in the Apple eco space, except for Apple Vision Pro, I don't think so there's anything I need to add. And even if I were to get Apple Vision Pro, it's just 1 day or 2 days, maximum a week. What would I do with that gadget? And the same old thing, right? Whatever I was doing in the laptop, I'll be doing it on the Vision Pro. So it didn't do anything. Let's say if I come to San Francisco again the Bay Area, again going here, there, eating in Madras Cafe and that one and this one, and then what next? Nothing. So there is vacancy, right? Vacancy means what? I can see that it's not getting filled. I'm bringing it, it goes away. It ceases. Then again I bring it. Again it ceases. So I need not, like me, in my case, I died and that's the reason, yes. But you can see the vacancy. There is vacancy. Like in your life, there is vacancy. Even with Luke being there or students being there or whatever being there, there's vacancy. Which is unfilling. You can't fill it up. So why don't I then let go of this and see something which is far beyond? And that would be the starting point for anyone. If he can see the vacancy. If he can't see the vacancy, nobody can help it. But if that person can see the vacancy, then absolutely wonderful. Like the land what we bought, it's vacant, right? And then you have to construct something, and even after construction it will be vacant. It doesn't bring you any happiness. And now you have to maintain that home. Yes.
I guess either seeing vacancy or seeing repetition, and both are the same thing.
Exactly. No, vacancy is, even after you repeat it, it goes away. So you have to keep on repeating it. But the vacancy is far more deeper than the repetition. To begin with, you can see the repetition. And then later you can see that it's vacant. Let's say I have a son, it's vacant. I have a wife, vacant. House, vacant. Job, vacant. I'm doing the same thing every day in thinking it's going to fill me up. By the end of the day, vacant. And again it's vacant. Again it's vacant. Again it is vacant. So I keep on accumulating, it's dead, vacant. Like iPhone 16 Pro. The day we got it, last December. Now we are in July. Do you care much about this, Ariu? No. Do I care much about this, Ariu? No. I have an iPad. Do I care much about it? No. You got me an iPad pencil. Donated. Fine. But do you care much about it? Do I care much about it? No. This watch, you brought it. You got it for me. I can be filled with gratitude for whatever you're given, but did it fill me up? Answer is no. So what can fill you and I up? Ariu, it's only Dhamma. That will not go. And that is immeasurable. No money can buy it. No possession can buy it. And it is ever going to be there. So now I say homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha. And I get tears in the eyes. Because it is the only thing which can fill. So now I can say Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami. Because I have not found anything that can fill me. So my eyes fill with tear. Extraordinary person, extraordinary teacher. And now I'm proud of my teacher. He has saved me from death. Because I died. That's the reason. If I had not died, maybe I wouldn't have been so serious in life. But for those people, if they see the vacancy, they'll also become serious. They don't have to die to get there. They have to see the vacancy. It's vacant. All of these gadgets does nothing. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have it. Have it. It just like this body, have it. Don't take it seriously. Should I go to work? Go to work. Who stops you? That has got nothing to do with your mental state. If the company wants you to work, work. If the company doesn't want you to work, don't work. Simple. If they say goodbye, okay, bye-bye. Any questions from anyone? This is my journey, Ariu. So I thought how to explain to you the gradual teaching, gradual training, and this is the step, 7 steps. Tell me, no one in this world has such a straightforward step-by-step approach. No one has. It's not a blind faith. It's not a blind belief. I have no blind faith with anything. Not at all. No blind faith. And many people worship Buddha. It makes no sense. Buddha is not for worship. Buddha is for enlightenment. Buddha is no God. Buddha is a person who went from this to that. With God, you put him in a higher pedestal and that's it. You don't know what to do. But with Buddha, you know what to do. You exactly know what to do. And you can escape from death forever. And because I died, I wanted to escape death. That's it. If nobody has any questions, then I don't want to repeat the same thing again and again. It becomes like vacancy.
Sir, vacancy means you meant to say emptiness, right?
Not really emptiness, Archana. Vacant means an empty, I mean, you can't feel anything. Let's say you have a daughter, right? She's filling your life, correct? You have a husband, they fill your life. But can you just see, are they really filling your life? And you'll find there's a vacancy. So what you do, you keep on bringing the husband again and again to fill it up. You bring the daughter again and again to fill it up, but you can't fill it up. The day you see that you can't fill it up, you'll get disgusted. And again you come back to Buddha Dhamma because there's nothing in this world that can fill you up. No job can fill you up. No material comfort can fill you up. No relationship can fill you up. So you feel, what's the point? Yes, Aryu.
And I guess in regards with the continuation of the question I asked yesterday about some big desires that people have, right? So that has to go because the vacancy has to be seen in that one. If he suppressed that one and thinking getting on this one, he's just fooling himself.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason I said that teaching a person who doesn't have anything, he will not rely on that because for him, the pursuit is there. Right? So let's say you have seen Bangalore, the chaotic compared with Mountain View. It's not chaotic. Or some other place in the US, not chaotic. Let's say I love my place, this one, Colorado, or in Denver. It's a very nice place, very calm. Why that? I go to Carmel or to Kentucky or in Indianapolis. I really like Indianapolis to stay. It's really a good town. No sound, no noise, no nothing, in a nice neighborhood. Around an acre and a half, if you have a house, beautiful. Why not I settle down there? I don't want in California side. It's busy, but I can stay in Indianapolis. Let's say they pay me around $8,000 a month. I think sufficient. I don't require 10, 15, 20, $30,000. $8,000, $10,000, let's say. Far more. I'll stay in one rented property and a car and nice cool breeze, and then I will play the song almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River, like that. Life is older, older by the trees, younger by the mountain. So I would really love it. Or if I stay in Colorado itself, why not? I can be like singing like John Denver. So, if you explain to me Buddha Dhamma, will I buy it? And the answer is no, because I'm not finding vacancy. It's filled up. Meaning, Denver is filled up my heart. You are in the States, so you feel, Vilas, there's nothing here in the States. But I'm cherishing to be in the States. So can you convince me, Ariu? And the answer is no, because my basic need is not met. Right? So Maslow theory of needs really works. So physiological factors have to be first given priority. Without physiological factors, there is no way you can convince anyone to go beyond that. And in India, the physiological factors makes more sense. I mean, just basic living, just basic living. You don't have time for all of this in a serious sense. Yeah, we would like to get into Buddha teaching and this teaching and that teaching, listening to some videos and all that. But are we serious to give our life for that? The answer is no. A person will only do when he has seen the vacancy. It's vacant. It's just void. There's nothing in that. There's wow. Whether I stay in Denver, I stay in Indianapolis, I stay in Chicago, I stay in Mountain View, or in San Jose, or in Atlanta, or in Florida, or in wherever it is, or in Vancouver, or in wherever. It doesn't matter. The problem is the same. And then my senses open up, saying that, no point. Now I want something better. Otherwise, my heart is going to live with John Denver. Like in your case, it is Carpentiers, yesterday once more. For me, it is John Denver. Sunshine in my eyes make me happy. So where is my home? If a question were to be asked a few years ago, I would have said in Colorado. Okay. Without a wink, I would have said Colorado. I loved United States. And even Bobby was saying that you love America more than Australia because all my examples are from there. Why that? Even Lata was saying so. And after I visited this time, there was no interest. So the house, making the house in America went away. Now I don't have. So that's a cleansing which has happened. Why? Because I could see the death in some other person. It's a vacancy. Okay, so let's take something new tomorrow, or we can expand this tomorrow on how to do this. That would be an ideal thing. Let's follow through. Okay, good day everyone, and good night, Ryu, and good afternoon, Bobby. Bye bye.